All right, and good evening, everyone. Pam Cook with you on this election night. And boy, it's been an interesting evening so far nationwide. We're looking at some races that are being called as well. And also, right here in the state of Ohio, there's my cat. She's pretty funny. That's Lulu, by the way. So, when you look across the state to Cincinnati, there was a big race, mayor's race in Cincinnati, and the Democrat Aftab Pureval won the Cincinnati mayoral election over Corey Bowman, who, in case you didn't know it, Corey Bowman is the half brother of Vice President J.D. Vance, but he lost in that race for mayor of Cincinnati. Also, we mentioned earlier that Abigail Spanberger, the Democrat, gets the governor's win in Virginia, and that's over the current lieutenant governor, Winsome Earl Sears. So we'll keep an eye on that. Other races around the country as well. And then also in New Jersey. Jack Citarelli is the Republican and Mikey Sherrill is the Democrat. Mikey Sherrill has a large lead, 62% of the votes right now in the New Jersey governor's race. So like I said, these are all things that we're going to keep an eye on. I did notice, and I hope that I have sound now because I was made aware that you couldn't hear me the last time that I was on. So hopefully I'm doing okay this time. We'll look for a thumbs up from some folks who are listening. But as I continue to give you information about this, we're looking at what's happening in Stark County. It's still no changes in what I read to you a little bit ago. But since you couldn't hear me, might be a good idea for me to go ahead and do that again. I'll run these down again. These are just absentee ballots right now. So not really, this can all change. We know it does. Sometimes it can be a little bit of a precursor, but for the most part, it is normally not. But again, I'm going to run these through for you. I'll pick out a couple of the races that of importance for us and some issues and things like that. But so in the City of Alliance, in the council at large race, you're voting for 3 there, and right now we have Philip Mastriani, Christopher Bugara, and Jorge Mendoza as the top 3 vote getters. For Canton City Council President, we have Lou Giavasis with 74% of the vote. Canton City Council at large, the 3 Democrats have a big lead. James Babcock, Joe Cole, Bill Smuckler getting the top 3 vote getters there. Canton City Council Ward 1, Darren Maley with 70% of the vote. But these are very small vote totals, just so you know. Canton City Council Ward 5, we have Robert Fisher Jr., the Democrat, with 65% of the vote over Charity Rysack. Canton Council Ward 8, Richard Sacco is the Democratic incumbent there, leading Don McVeighill, 75% of the vote. Canton Council Ward 9, Frank Morris, who's the incumbent, 71% of the vote over Ryan Utterback. Massillon City Council at large, picking 3 in this one too. Also, Holly Bryan Huth and Sarita Cunningham and Manuel Patterson, the top 3 vote getters there. Massillon Council Ward 2, the Democrat, Eric Ray, over Aaron Violand with 69% of the vote. Camp Municipal Court Judge race, the first one, Katie Gilbert with 64% of the vote. And in the other one, it is Earl Wise Jr. with 61% of the vote over Dennis Barr. Now, the Louisville Mayor Council person, we have Corey Street with 53% of the vote, and then Pat Fallett with 42% of the vote, and Jeff Shipman just 5% of the vote there. North Canton Council at large, we have the top 3 vote getters being Jeffrey Stalker Holly Pierpont and Stephanie Warren. It's a close race, though. Very, very close. So we'll have to keep a watch on that one. Lake Township trustee, you're voting for 2 in this one. And right now, it looks like Sue Grabowski and Jeremy Yoder are the top vote getters. Perry Township trustee also voting for 2 in this one. We have Lisa Nelligan with 28% of the vote, and Matt Miller with 27% of the vote. Plain Township trustee voting for 2. We've got John Sabo with 32% of the vote, and Mandy Wagner, 28% of the vote. Scott Hawes, the incumbent, is with 25% of the votes. So that one, very, very close as well. If you're looking for Canton City School Board, very important race there. We see Eric Resnick with 39% of the vote and Skylar Parks with 35% of the vote. Canton Stark County DD. This is issue 1 on everyone's ballot. That's passing right now by a large margin. East Sparta, the road levy failing. East Sparta, the fire levy failing. City of Canton Park levy passing, 68% of the vote. Village of Wilmot has an income tax issue on the ballot. And right now it's a split down the middle. So we'll keep an eye on that. Marlboro Township Police District, that is passing. The Pike Township Police levy is passing. Lawrence Township Fire is passing. Lawrence Township Fire District, the second levy is passing as well. Lawrence Township Police is passing. Fairless Local Schools, that levy passing by a large margin. Canton Local Schools, that is failing. Louisville City Schools, that also is failing. The Navarre Bethlehem Joint Fire District, that levy is passing. Sandy Valley Schools, passing. Massillon City School District is passing. And the Massillon Public Library levy passing. Also Jackson Local Schools, that levy is passing as well. So again, we're continuing to look at everything that's happening around the country. And just a little side note, if you're wondering, they announced the top 12 in college football tonight, the official top 12 playoffs. And of course, Ohio State, number 1, and followed by Indiana, Texas A&M, and Alabama. So that's what we're looking at right now. So we'll keep you updated on the rest of that list as well, for sure. So as we check things around the country, Andre Dickens wins re-election in Atlanta's mayoral race. And as we said, in Cincinnati, Democrat Aftab Puroval wins the mayoral election over Corey Bowman, who is the half-brother of Vice President J.D. Vance. Also, Kansas, the governorship in Virginia is won by Abigail Spanberger with 55% of the vote. She's the Democrat. She won over the Republican lieutenant governor who is in office right now. So a switch there. That's flipped. We also have the New Jersey governor's race. And right now, the Democratic candidate is leading with 61% of the vote, Mikey Sherrill. Jack Ciattarelli is the Republican, and he is falling behind quite a bit. So again, it is early. We don't have all of the information just yet, but I found it interesting as we were looking at some of the exit polling that was done. Some of the exit polling across the country is really showing that the economy is still number 1 with voters. The fact that we're in the middle of the shutdown may have an effect on how people choose, different things in their state, things that are going to affect them right in their state, not on a federal level, right in their state. So again, this is something that we're going to keep an eye on as the evening progresses. Let's take a quick look and see if we've gotten any kind of an update here from the Stark County Board of Elections. As I said, this is right now we're looking at just the absentee ballots being counted. We don't have any updates as of right now. So again, we know that it's what, 8:34 right now. We know that as we progress, things will start to come in a little more quickly, and we can kind of get a better grip on exactly what's happening throughout Stark County. We're watching a lot of different races. We're watching council at large races and board races in Canton and Massillon, North Canton, Alliance, all the cities, bigger cities, plus some trustee races that are looking very interesting as of right now throughout Stark County. So again, the Stark DD issue as it sits right now is passing, and Canton Parks levy, that's another big one, is passing right now. So again, we'll continue to give you some updates on this and hopefully have some more results. We'll take a little bit of a break, and again, we'll come back and have more results for you as they come in. I'm glad you could join me tonight on our Facebook page and also, of course, live on our YouTube channel this evening. I'm Pam Cook from Canton's Morning News, and tomorrow morning, Jim Michaels and myself will have all of the complete election results and reaction for you. So make sure that you tune in. We get started every morning at 5:30. Love to have you join us. All kinds of cool stuff, sports, weather, traffic, all kinds of fun information. And I do believe tomorrow I have tickets to give away for you to go see KC and the Sunshine Band down at the Kent State Tusk campus. So make sure you tune in. We'll have some fun tomorrow, as well as giving you all this information on what's happening. Dr. Stan Anderson joins us at 6:20 tomorrow morning, and he'll update us on some things in the health world. We'll get his topic and let you know what that's going to be. But yeah, we'll have a nice busy day tomorrow. Looking forward to it. So again, I'll take a little break here. And when I come back, I hope that we'll have some more up-to-date election results. And welcome back, everyone. It is a wonderful Tuesday evening, and we are taking a look at all of the election results here across Stark County, trying to get some more results for you. But as we continue to look at the results from the Stark County Board of Elections, not seeing anything new just yet, but we're watching it for you. I'll run down what we have so far here coming up in just a few minutes. But I do want to mention a couple of other things in case you're just tuning in. We had earlier the governor's race in Virginia being called for Abigail Spanberger, the Democrat. Now, these are two really key races for the Democrats. Democrat Abigail Spanberger wins in Virginia, and right now it's a lot closer than it had been. But right now, the Democrat in New Jersey is winning with 58% of the vote, Mikey Sherrill. So we will see how that all turns out. Also, I failed to mention earlier the big race happening in New York City. Now, this has been very controversial. It has candidates that are, really, causing a big stir, and Andrew Cuomo. And as we look at what's happening in New York City, they were just talking about voter turnout in New York City. Is hitting record numbers, more than 2 million people coming out to vote for mayor for New York City. So it's a crucial race. It's one that President Trump came out and endorsed Andrew Cuomo, the Democrat, in that race because as we look at Mamdani, who is taking on Andrew Cuomo, he has been the front runner for this for a while now. But we're also kind of looking at president coming out and calling him a communist. It's been very, like I said, very controversial, obviously, because of the recent problems with Andrew Cuomo. But it'll be very interesting to see how that race turns out, what New Yorkers decide to do in that situation. We also mentioned about Cincinnati's mayoral race, but there's a big race in Pittsburgh as well for mayor. Democrat Corey O'Connor won election for mayor in the city of Pittsburgh. He's the Allegheny County Controller. He defeated Republican nominee Tony Moreno, who is a retired police officer. And O'Connor defeated the incumbent Mayor Ed Gainey in the Democratic primary earlier this year. He's the son of former Pittsburgh Mayor Bob O'Connor. So that's going to be the next mayor of Pittsburgh, and certainly yet another one for us to keep an eye on this evening. So we will continue to do that. But boy, a lot of people getting out to vote in New York City, and that tells you something. All right, we do have some updated results here. This is right now we're looking at 13 precincts, or 13 of the polling places being reported right now, and this is about 13,000, 14,000 ballots counted right now in Stark County. So we'll run over the ones that we had earlier that we're kind of keeping a key watch on. And at some point, we'll go through the entire ballot. But right now, Council at Large, City of Alliance. We're looking at choosing top three vote getters right now: Christopher Bugara, Jennifer Kiko, and Philip Mastriani. Now, for council president, City of Canton, big lead for Lou Giovassis. Also, Canton City Council at Large, Democrat James Babcock, Joe Cole, and Bill Smuckler, both Democrats as well. Those are the top three vote getters. Council Ward 1, a large lead right now for Democrat Darren Maley, the incumbent. And again, these are with some absentee ballots being counted and a few precincts reporting as well. Canton City Council Ward 5, Robert Fisher with 64% of the vote over Charity Rysack. We also have Ward 8 and the incumbent Richard Sacco leading with 76% of the vote. Council Ward 9, the incumbent Frank Morris with 72% of the vote. Now in Massillon, council at large race, a little tighter, but Holly Bryan Huth, the Democrat, is the leading vote getter, followed by Sarita Cunningham and Manuel Patterson. So that's what we're looking at right now. Canton Municipal Court, Massillon Ward 2, we don't want to miss Massillon Ward 2, 70% of the vote, Eric Ray winning that race. Canton Municipal Court Judge, Katie Gilbert leading Mark Ostrowski by a large margin. Also, we have Earl Wise Jr. with 59% of the vote over Dennis Barr. The Louisville Mayor Council person, that race right now, Corey Street is in the lead with 58% of the vote. Now, North Canton has a council at large race as well. And that one is very, very close. But the three top vote getters as we speak, Jeffrey Stalker and Holly Pierpont and Stephanie Warren. Andrew Pratt is not far behind, so that'll be a race to keep an eye on. Lake Township trustees, you're going to vote for 2. Right now it's Sue Grabowski and Jeremy Yoder. And in Perry Township, we're voting for 2. And we also have a pretty close race in that area. I'm looking here, 28% for Lisa Nelligan, 27% for Matt Miller. And Plain Township trustee, we have right now John Sabo and Mandy Wagner, but that's getting close. Scott Hawes, the incumbent, is moving up, and that's a very close race as well. If you're wondering about Canton City School Board, well, we've got Eric Resnick with 36% of the vote, but now Skylar Parks, 41% of the vote. So again, that's another close race that we'll keep an eye on for you. Issue 1, Stark County DD, that levy is passing right now. East Sparta Road levy failing, East Sparta Fire levy failing. City of Canton Parks and Rec levy, that is passing with 68% of the vote. Village of Wilmot has an income tax issue, and right now it's split down the middle, 50-50. Marlboro Township Police District, that levy is passing. The Pike Township Police District, that levy is passing. We have the Lawrence Township Fire District, that levy is passing. So I'm switching these. So some of these had been failing, now passing. Lawrence Township Fire District, a second levy passing. We have the Lawrence Township Police District, and that is passing. The Fairless Local School levy passing. The Canton Local School levy right now is passing by just 3 votes. Louisville City Schools, the levy there is failing. And Bethlehem Navarre Joint Fire District, that levy is passing. Sandy Valley Local Schools, that levy is passing at the moment. Massillon City Schools levy is passing. Massillon Public Library levy passing, and Jackson Local Schools, that levy is passing as well. So right now, like I said, we're starting to see more of the votes trickle in. Usually when we get this, and it is usually right around the 9 o'clock hour, which is where we are at the moment, we start to see it trickle in a little bit quicker. So hopefully we'll be able to give you some more updates on that as we move forward. I'm, looking at all of the things that are happening, and we had talked about some of these races across the country certainly being a harbinger of how people are feeling right now, especially in the middle of the shutdown. That could have an effect on how people end up voting. So again, there are races all across the country that we're keeping an eye on. The one that I'm most interested in right now is the New York City mayor's race, because that'll be very interesting. Mamdani has been leading in the polls from the very beginning, and I know that's going to be for a lot of people. It could be something that they're very happy and excited about. For some others, maybe not so much. This is where the Democratic Party is fractured a bit on this. So again, that's going to be something very interesting to see. I had mentioned it tomorrow morning on Canton's Morning News. We get started at 5:30 Monday through Friday. Hope that you have a chance to join us. We'd love to have you. We will have complete election results and reaction and lots of information. Jim Michaels working, he's on the radio tonight while I'm on social media. So we're taking care of both ends of the spectrum here. And also our website, WHBC.com. You'll be able to find results there as well. So I hope that you do check that out. Now, tomorrow morning, Canton's Morning News will have Dr. Stan Anderson joining us first out of the box at 6:20 tomorrow. And just read a little note from him. He says, in honor of my trip to Ireland, which I just came back from Ireland on Saturday, he's going to talk about the defibrillator. So how are those related, you ask? Actually, it was invented in Ireland. But some good conversation about defibrillators and having them handy and being able to use one, knowing what to do, what's safe, what isn't, all those things. So certainly make sure you tune in tomorrow morning for that. And again, also for all of our complete election coverage. I'm excited to see how many of these races turn out because as I look at things, I think, boy, this could be something that really changes a lot of things, not only in our area, but of course across the nation as well. So we'll take a quick little break here, and hopefully when we come back, we'll have even some more information about what is happening all around Stark County, and we will All right, welcome back, everyone. And we do have some updates for you right now from the Stark County Board of Elections. And I'm going to check out where that all stands. I was just taking a minute to look at some of the results nationwide, which we will get to because looking like that New York mayor's race is getting settled. So we'll tell you more about that here coming up. All right, we've got 25% of the precincts reporting. So a little more, actually quite a bit more than we had the last time I ran these down. So let's take a look now at Alliance Council at Large. We're looking at the top 3 vote getters, and that would be Christopher Bugara, Philip Mastriani, and Jennifer Kiko, but it is still very close. So it really is anyone's race there. Canton City Council President Lucia Vasas was 74% of the vote. Council at large in the city of Canton, the top 3 vote getters, Bill Smuckler, Joe Cole, and James Babcock, the 3 Democrats, are leading over the Republican Carl Bliss. So that's pretty much decided there as of right now. Canton Council Ward 1, we have Darren Maley with 69% of the vote. He is, of course, the Democratic incumbent. City Council Member Ward 5 for the city of Canton, Robert Fisher, the incumbent, 64% of the vote. Canton City Council Ward 8, incumbent Richard Sacco was 70% of the vote. Ward 9, we've got Frank Morris, the incumbent in the city of Canton. Ward 9, 71% of the vote. Massillon Council at large. Top 3 vote getters are Holly Bryan Huth, Sarita Cunningham, and Manuel Patterson. So we've got 1 Democrat and 2 Republicans, and that's in the Massillon Council at large race. Massillon Ward 2, Eric Ray, 60% of the vote there. Municipal Court Judge Katie Gilbert with 57% of the vote, and also Earl Wise Jr. over Dennis Barr with 56% of the vote. Louisville Mayor Council Person Corey Street, 60% of the vote. Pat Fallett, who has held that position in the past, just 33% of the vote right now. North Canton City Council at large. Now, the 3 out of the 4 you have to pick. So Jeffrey Stalker is with 28% of the vote. Holly Pierpont with 25% of the vote. And then it's very close between Stephanie Warren and Andrew Pratt. Only about 30 votes separate them right now. So we'll see how that pans out. Lake Township trustee only voting for 2. Sue Grabowski is actually, Jeremy Yoder is the vote leader right now, and Sue Grabowski coming in second. Perry Township trustees, you're picking 2 there as well. This is very, very close also. Matt Miller with 29.62% and Lisa Nelligan with 29.35%. The next closest is Mark Candell with 23% of the vote. Now, in Plain Township, we're looking at the trustee race. You're voting for 2. And John Sabo is the top vote getter, followed by incumbent Scott Hawes. And then Mandy Wagner, not far behind there. So, again, something we'll keep an eye on. Canton City School Board, I know a lot of people were wondering about that. And right now, it looks like Skylar Parks is leading that race, followed by Eric Resnick, who is an incumbent there on the school board. So right now, we're looking at just 32% of the precincts reporting that will affect that. So as we said, things can change, but for now, that's where that stands. Now, looking at the issues, the Stark County DD levy is passing right now with 59% of the vote. East Sparta Road levy is failing. East Sparta Fire levy is failing. The City of Canton Parks and Recreation levy passing with 67% of the vote. Village of Wilmot, they have an income tax issue there. We're still split down the middle on that one, so we'll continue to watch it. Marlboro Township Police District is passing. Pike Township Police District passing. The Lawrence Township Fire District passing. The Lawrence Township Fire District second levy also passing. Lawrence Township Police District is passing. Fairless Local Schools levy there is passing. Canton Local split right down the middle, 50-50. So that's the Canton Local School District levy on the ballot. And Louisville City Schools, that is failing, 55% of the vote against. The Navarre Bethlehem Joint Fire District, 56% for the tax levy. Sandy Valley Local Schools, that's passing with 59%. Massillon passing 66%. The Massillon Public Library passing 68%. And Jackson Local Schools passing with 57% of the vote. So that's where we stand right now. And so, like I said, usually when we hit that 9 o'clock, 9:30-ish time frame, we do see things increasing, and we're at about 25% of the vote reported. So we're keeping an eye on all of it for you. And again, as I look at the election night coverage, it's very interesting. We have mentioned that the New York mayor's race, right now, it looks like Zohran Mamdani has 50% of the vote to Andrew Cuomo's 41%. And C. Sliwa, who is the Republican candidate in that race, has 8% of the vote. So it looks like Mamdani is going to win that race. We shall see, but that's where it's looking right now, which will be very, very interesting. We know that yesterday, President Donald Trump came out and supported Andrew Cuomo. So maybe that had an effect. We don't know, but it is possible. We're looking at all across the country, different things that are happening. Of course, out in California, we'll have to wait a little while for that Prop 50 issue. And also, we're continuing to watch the New Jersey governor's race. That's a big one. We know that Spanberger, the Democrat, she won the mayor's race in Virginia. And this is going to be interesting to see how New Jersey turns out. Of course, how the New York mayor's race turns out. And there are quite a few other races that folks are watching across the country. Pittsburgh elected a new Democratic mayor, which is not a surprise, heavily a Democratic city. So they also say in the New York mayor's race, it's interesting because it's a 56-year record. We haven't done anything as far as seeing how many people are going to end up being total voter turnout, but they know it's going to be a record. They know in New York City that it is definitely going to be a record. So that's good to hear, though. I like to hear that kind of thing, because when it comes to elections like this, sometimes, we sit here and think, there's really not. But all of Stark County's polling precincts were open. Everybody had something to vote on, whether it was just one issue or a municipal court judgeship or your council person or your township trustee, your school levy, school board members, a lot going on there. So I know that we have the results trickling in right now. We're glad that we can, make sure that there are a lot of things out there to keep up to date with. And I've been just trying to scroll through because if the California Prop 50, talk about that one just a little bit. I mean, it's a congressional map. They're trying to do what Texas did in helping the Democrats, as Texas did to help the Republicans. Also, when we look at the governor of New Jersey, that race right now, Mikey Sherrill, as I said, 57% of the vote. She's the Democrat. So it could be a Democratic governor in New Jersey after this election is all said and done. The Prop 50 congressional map, it could have a major implication for the midterms. And that's why folks are keeping an eye on it, because Californians are voting on the ballot initiative, which is Proposition 50. It'll determine if the state will adopt a new congressional map that redraws 5 districts to be more Democratic leaning, potentially allowing Democrats to flip them in the midterms. Now, of course, supporters of Proposition 50 include California Governor Gavin Newsom, former President Barack Obama. They both have pushed for the new map. They've been out there pushing hard. Texas Republicans, encouraged by President Donald Trump, revised their maps in a rare mid-decade redistricting move that could allow Republicans to gain 5 seats in 2026. So we shall see. Sometimes historic midterm headwinds can affect a president's party, and that is what they're hoping Prop 50 does. But again, like I said, this is all something that we have to keep an eye on, and we will certainly do that for you. I'll take a quick look back here at the Stark County results to see if we have anything new to update you on. And as of right now, we do not. I'm kind of just scrolling through some of these just to remind you. A lot of the ones that people were expecting to do well, the Stark DD issue, the Canton Parks and Levy issue, that's all just fine. That's all working well. So we're looking at other issues. A lot of the school districts are in good shape as of right now, and we hope, obviously, that continues, and we continue to support them. But as I said, we'll continue to give you election information, and as soon as we get our next update from the Stark County Board of Elections, I will be right here. I will jump on, and we can talk and chat about what's happening as far as Stark County goes and throughout all of the cities in Stark County and the townships, because there's a lot of local races and issues that will have a big impact for us. So again, like I said, we will keep a watch for that. And as soon as I get an update on results from Stark County, I'll be back with you and give you some more information. So we'll take a little break, and we'll be back. Well, I hope everyone's having a wonderful Tuesday evening so far. And I'm Pam Cook from Canton's Morning News on 1480 WHBC, Monday through Friday, 5:30 a.m. until 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. some mornings. So tomorrow we'll have a special spotlight program at 9 o'clock. But I hope you'll tune in. Dr. Stan Anderson will join us at 6:20. We're going to talk about defibrillators and how you can use them, how you should use them, how to be safe with them, and how important they can be. So, again, Jim Michaels handling the on-air duties tonight with some election updates at the top and bottom of every hour on 1480 WHBC. And also, we are getting breaking news right now. Democrat Zohran Mamdani wins the New York City mayor's race over Andrew Cuomo. And that's a big move for a lot of Democrats who were interested in getting him into the mayor's office in New York City. So a lot happening for the Democrats tonight. There's no doubt about it. Nationwide, a lot is happening for the Democrats. Four-term member of Congress and former Navy helicopter pilot Mikey Sherrill is the new Democratic governor of New Jersey, defeating Republican Jack Ciattarelli, who was a former state assemblyman who President Trump had supported and had come out in support of Donald Trump's pick for that office, of course. And so the race for governor's mansion was one of two across states this year. Voters in Virginia also chose the Democrat, U.S. Representative Abigail Spanberger, and she is the first woman to be the governor of Virginia. So, again, Democrats getting some big wins on election night here across the country. So we need to take a peek at what's happening locally, and really no update anything different from what I gave to you last time around. So we'll run through those for you right now and kind of give you an idea of where everything stands if you're just checking in with us at this moment. We'll start with Alliance Council at Large, the top three vote getters, and they are Christopher Bugara, Jennifer Kiko, and Philip Mastriani. Canton Council President Lou Giavasis winning with 75% of the vote there. Canton Council at Large. Right now, the three Democrats, James Babcock, Joe Cole, Bill Smuckler, all holding steady with that. Carl Bliss is the Republican with just 12% of the vote. Canton City Council Ward 1, we have the incumbent Darren Maley winning with 69% of the vote. Ward 5 in the city of Canton, incumbent Robert Fisher Jr., the Democrat, winning with 64% of the vote. Council Ward 8 in the city of Canton, the incumbent, Richard Sacco, a Democrat, with 70% of the vote. Ward 9 in the city of Canton, Frank Morris, the Democratic incumbent, 71% of the vote. Massillon Council at Large. Right now, the top three vote getters, Holly Bryan Huth, also Sarita Cunningham, and Manuel Patterson. Ward 2 in the city of Massillon, Eric Ray, the Democrat, with 60% of the vote. Canton Municipal Court Judge seats. There are three of them, but actually Jeremy Foltz running unopposed. The other two, Katie Gilbert has a large lead over Mark Ostrowski, and Earl Wise Jr. With the lead over Dennis Barr. Louisville Mayor Council Person, Corey Street with 60% of the vote. North Canton Council at Large. The top three vote getters, and I said earlier, this is very close. And Jeffrey Stalker is the top vote getter, followed by Holly Pierpont, and then Stephanie Warren with 23.8% of the vote. Andrew Pratt has 22.8% of the vote. So that one very, very close at this moment. Lake Township trustees, you're voting for two. The top vote getter right now, Jeremy Yoder and Sue Grabowski. In Perry Township, looks like the top two vote getters are Lisa Nelligan and Matt Miller. Plain Township trustees, the top two vote getters are John Sabo and Scott Hawes, but that also is very close at the moment. Canton School Board, we have Skylar Parks with 41% of the vote. Eric Resnick is the incumbent, 35% of the vote. Also, when we turn to issues and levies on the ballot, the Stark County DD, that was a countywide levy that's passing right now. In East Sparta, the road levy is failing and the fire levy is failing. City of Canton for the Parks and Recreation, passing by 66%, almost 67%. Village of Wilmot had an income tax issue. That's still 50-50 right now, so we're not sure where that's heading. Marlborough Township Police, that is passing. Pike Township Police is passing. Lawrence Township Fire is passing. The second Lawrence Township Fire District is passing. And the Lawrence Township Police levy also passing. Fairless Local Schools, their levy passing. Canton Local Schools, a dead heat right now. Louisville City Schools, that is failing. The Navarre Bethlehem Joint Fire District, that is passing. Sandy Valley Local Schools, passing. Massillon City Schools, passing. Massillon Public Library levy is passing, and Jackson Local Schools passing as well. So that's kind of where we stand right now throughout Stark County. Like I said, we haven't had much of an update in the last half hour or so. Hopefully we'll get one soon. Usually maybe around the 10 o'clock hour, we'll see something change a little bit. But to reiterate what's happening across the nation, right now we have in the New York City election, Mamdani is the winner over Andrew Cuomo. We also have Mikey Sherrill, elected New Jersey governor. She's the Democrat. We also have Abigail Spansberger as the winner in the governor's race in Virginia. She is the Democrat. So I know a lot of people are also keeping a very close watch on what is happening in Prop 50 out in California. That'll be a very important thing come midterm elections. And I was watching a bunch of things on exit polling, and they were talking about voters who said, economy, way, way above any other issue. Immigration, crime, all that kind of stuff. They're concerned about it, but not anywhere near how they feel about the economy. And there was disappointment in not being able to see what they believe to be any improvement. And of course, we're in the middle of the shutdown, so that is certainly something that's going to affect people there as well, especially if it's really, really affecting because they're not getting paychecks or SNAP benefits and things like that. So again, this is all playing a big part in this election. And for us in Stark County, we're looking at some council races, and we're looking at a few school issues, and of course the Parks and Rec issue. And, these are the kind that hit home because they affect you each and every day. But on a wider scale, when you look at what's happening with the shutdown and what's happening, of course, with the SNAP benefits and workers not getting paid, and now talking about how it might be affecting air travel. I felt very, very blessed, and I'm sure the people who traveled with me felt very, very blessed when it came to traveling to Ireland and not having any issues with delayed planes or anything, not one. And our flight from Cleveland to Ireland was not full, and that was nice, but for a 7-hour flight. And then coming back, we flew from Dublin to Chicago on a full flight, but still, you're flying into O'Hare. That's a scary situation. You just never know. We hear of all these things happening. Then we went from Chicago to Cleveland. That also was not a full flight. But again, nothing was delayed. We were actually early arriving in Dublin, which was very nice, but also kind of crazy. So, but this is just something else that the shutdown is going to have an effect on. And I'm sure, like I said, that folks heading to the polls, they're concerned about the economy, and that's where things are leading. So I had mentioned earlier that Cincinnati's Democratic incumbent mayor won re-election over Vice President J.D. Vance's half-brother. In the city of Pittsburgh, a new Democratic mayor elected there. He is the current Allegheny County Comptroller. Conley is his name. And so we're seeing a big night for Democrats. It's been a big night for Democrats. And as we look through all of the different races, now the mayor of New York City, that's going to be very, very interesting to see what effect that has, not only on how things go in the city of New York, but also the Democratic Party in general. That's a big win. That's a very, very big win. And that was, yesterday, President Trump came out and endorsed Andrew Cuomo, saying, I will endorse the worst Democrat over a communist any day. So that's kind of the thought. We'll see how all of this works out. But like I said, Zohran Mamdani becomes the New York City's first Muslim mayor and its youngest mayor in generations, 34 years old. 34 years old. But I will tell you, he harnessed enthusiasm and social media savvy. He's a rising star. He is a rising star in the party, but his candidacy really sparked that ideological divide. He defeated independent candidate and former Democratic Governor Andrew Cuomo, who attempted a political comeback here 4 years after resigning in scandal, as we all remember. And President Donald Trump, who has long inserted himself in the politics of New York City, followed the race very closely and frequently dismissed Mamdani by falsely labeling him as a communist, as I mentioned, said he would withhold funds from the city if he wins. Donald Trump says he will withhold funds from the city if Mamdani wins. He endorsed Cuomo on the eve of the election, and he bypassed the Republican candidate, Curtis Sliwa. So that's kind of how that whole thing played out. But boy, it sure does make things interesting for sure. And again, we're keeping an eye on what is happening locally for us, but no new update as of yet. So we'll take another quick break. When we get our next update, I'll come right back on and we can have more as we progress through this 2025 November general election. And I'm Pam Cook from Canton's Morning News on 1480 WH. All right, welcome back. We are getting somewhere. Eventually, we will have complete results for you. But Pam Cook back with you as we have now 65% of the precincts reporting in Starr County. That's good news. That's good news. We're inching closer and closer. A lot of the Canton precincts are done. Still waiting on Massillon, I do believe. But I'm also looking at Alliance, and it looks like all of the precincts have reported in Alliance. So all of those are now final. So here are your Alliance Council at Large winners. We have Christopher Bugara as the top vote getter, Council at Large Alliance, followed by Philip Mastriani and Jennifer Kiko. Boy, it was a close one, though, with Jorge Mendoza coming in with 22% of the vote. So again, Bugara, Kiko, and Mastriani are your three elected. As we look at Alliance Council Ward 3, Ed Lonis, the Republican, is the winner. Also, Canton President of Council. 77% of the precincts in Canton have reported. Lee Geovasis is leading with 70% of the vote. Also, Canton City Council at large. Again, 77% of Canton's precincts, but the at-large leaders are at this moment right now. Bill Smuckler is the top vote getter, followed by James Babcock and Joe Cole. Also in Ward 1, Darren Maley, the Democratic incumbent, 70% of the vote. And that is with 100% of the precincts reported. So he gets reelected. In Ward, let's get to Ward 5, the incumbent, Robert Fisher Jr., is reelected with 61% of the vote. Also in Ward 8, Richard Sacco, the incumbent Democrat, is elected with 65% of the vote, reelected, 65% of the vote there. Ward 9, Frank Morris is leading with 73% of the vote. Almost all the precincts are in, just two more to report, but he's got a wide lead in that, so we will call him the winner there. Now, as we head over to Massillon and we take a look there, I'm seeing just 38% of the precincts have reported. So the top vote getters, Massillon Council at large, Holly Bryan Huth is the top vote getter, followed by Sarita Cunningham and Manuel Patterson. We have in Massillon Ward 2, Eric Ray with 60% of the vote, and almost all of the precincts reported there. In Massillon also, we go to, I was thinking we had another ward in Massillon, but no. So we have Canton Municipal Court Judge Katie Gilbert with 55% of the vote, and that's 85 precincts reporting. So Canton Municipal Judge, the other race between Dennis Barr, former Starr County prosecutor, chief criminal prosecutor, up against Earl Wise Jr., and Earl Wise Jr. leading with 55% of the vote. Also, as we head over to Massillon Municipal Court, Andrea Scassa, big lead over Dan Funk, as 30% of the precincts in Massillon have reported. So that is kind of what we're looking at as far as what we're waiting on, I should say. We're looking at Massillon getting their votes counted so that we can get a better grip on what's going to be happening there. Now, as I look at the Louisville mayor council person, all the precincts are in, and Corey Street is the winner with 61% of the vote there. North Canton Council at large, all of the precincts have reported, so we will call our winners now. They are Holly Pierpont and Jeffrey Stalker and Andrew Pratt by just a hair. I mean, it's 29 votes. Andrew Pratt beating out incumbent Stephanie Warren by just 29 votes. So again, we'll continue to watch that. That might be a recount situation, but as of right now, Stephanie Warren out, Andrew Pratt in. For Lake Township trustees, picking just two: Sue Grabowski and Jeremy Yoder. They led the whole entire way, and they are elected as township trustees in Lake Township. Perry Township trustees. Only half of the precincts reported so far, but we have right now Matt Miller and Lisa Nelligan as the top vote getters. Plain Township trustee. 89% of the precincts have reported in Plain Township. So what we're looking at right now, the top two vote getters, Sean Sabo and Scott Hawes, the incumbent. Mandy Wagner, very close behind, couple of hundred votes. So if that can be made up in those final precincts, we shall see. Canton School Board, Board of Education, looks like Skylar Parks is leading right now over incumbent Eric Resnick and also two other candidates who are pretty far off. But we have just 75% of the precincts reporting. So again, as we said, that can always change. Now let's take a look at some of our issues. In the Stark County DD right now, that is passing with 58% of the vote. And it looks like 66% of the precincts are in. East Sparta, the road levy is failing. The fire levy is failing. City of Canton, Parks and Rec levy is passing with 65% of the vote. Village of Wilmot, that's that income tax. The precincts are still waiting on that precinct. So it is still split down the middle. We'll continue to watch that one. Marlborough Township Police District, that tax levy is passing. Pike Township Police, very, very close, but it is failing. Lawrence Township Fire District passing. Lawrence Township, the second fire district, the 1.9 mils, is also passing. The police district is passing as well in Lawrence Township. Fairless Local Schools, the levy is passing. Canton Local Schools, the levy is failing. Louisville City Schools, the levy is failing. Navarre Bethlehem Joint Fire District, we're looking at that passing right now. Sandy Valley Local Schools is passing. And Massillon City Schools, the levy is passing. The Massillon Public Library levy also passing, 65% of the vote. In Jackson Local Schools, 55% of the vote. So that's where we stand right now. And like I said, usually once the results start to come in as they have, up to 65%, just waiting for some of the outlying areas to get to the Board of Elections with their results. So we're at 65%. Now, nationally, as I mentioned, Mamdani is the winner when it comes to mayor in the city of New York. We had two Democrats elected, Mikey Sherrill elected governor in New Jersey, and also Abigail Spanberger, the winner in Virginia. She's the first woman governor in the state of Virginia, and she is the winner. Now, I'm looking at the actual numbers here. Mikey Sherrill in New Jersey won with 56% of the vote. And in the city of New York, Zohran Mamdani was the winner over Andrew Cuomo, 50% of the vote, 50.4%. Andrew Cuomo had 41.5%. Curtis Sliwa, who was the Republican, only 7.2% of the vote there. So this is going to be interesting. Like I said, the aftermath, very, very interesting. And again, exit polling, we know that people were concerned about a lot of different things in the presidential election. This election, economy is it. The economy is 100% it. When asked about immigration and crime and things like that, the voters were, no, economy, top notch, big thing. So right now, that's kind of where we stand with all of that. I am going to continue to get updates for you and provide to you the information, the latest from the Stark County Board of Elections. Like I said, we're at 66% of the precincts reporting, so not bad. Right now, voter turnout is at 20%. That's what we're showing right now, 20.6% in Stark County. That's what voter turnout looks like. but we're still waiting for Massillon, portions of Perry Township. So that's what we'll continue to keep an eye on. But we'll take another break, and as soon as I get that next update, I'm coming back here, and I will give you all the information you need. Now, don't forget, tomorrow morning on Canton's Morning News, I'll be there starting at 5:30. Jim Michaels will be there, and we'll have all the information for you, reaction, complete results. We'll have national news with results as well, and give you all the details on all of that. So make sure you plan to tune in. If you want to continue to check results online, you can do that at our website at whbc.com as well. So I hope that you will do that. And again, as soon as I get another set of updates, I will be back with more right here on Facebook and also live on our YouTube channel. Well, welcome back, everyone. And finally, we're getting some progress here. We're just about done. We have right now, as we take a look at the election results from the Starr County Board of Elections, 98.2 of the precincts reporting. And Starr County's voter turnout is almost at 30%, 28.9%. Pretty darn good. They had predicted about 22%, statewide about 20%. So again, Starr County voters coming out and casting their ballots. All right. Most of these are going to be finals, so I'll run through them for you here. And of course, you can go to WHBC.com, check out our website. We've got the finals there as well. And first thing tomorrow morning, Canton's Morning News. We'll have all of that for you. Jim Michaels with all of the details, complete election results, and of course, comments and reaction as well. So make sure you tune in. We'll be ready to go bright and early at 5:30 tomorrow morning. So again, this is with 98.2% of the precincts reporting. There are 5 precincts that haven't reported yet, but we'll go through this. All right, so for Alliance Council at Large, the winners are Christopher Bugara, Jennifer Kiko, and Philip Mastriani. Canton City Council President Lou Giavasis. Canton City Council at Large, James Babcock, Joe Cole, and Bill Smuckler. We have Council Ward 1 in the city of Canton, incumbent Darren Maley winning re-election. Canton City Council Ward 5, we have Robert Fisher Jr., the incumbent, winning re-election. Canton City Council Ward 8, we have Richard Sacco winning big there and retaining his seat on council. And also Canton City Council Ward 9, Frank Morris, the Democratic incumbent, maintaining his seat as well. Massillon Council at Large. These are your top 3 vote getters. Holly Bryan Huth, Sarita Cunningham, and Manuel Patterson. Massillon Council, Ward 2, Eric Ray, the winner there. In the Canton Municipal Court Judge race, we have Katie Gilbert as a winner in one of the races, and Earl Wise Jr. as a winner in the other race. Louisville Mayor Council person, the winner by a large margin is Corey Street, 61% of the vote. And now in North Canton, Council at Large, the 3 top vote getters and the winners are Jeffrey Stalker, Holly Pierpont, and Andrew Pratt. Andrew Pratt winning by just 31 votes. So over Stephanie Warren, the incumbent. So we may see a recount there. Also for Lake Township trustees, the winners, Sue Grabowski and Jeremy Yoder. In Perry Township, the trustee race winners, Matt Miller and Lisa Nelligan. Plain Township, the winners, John Sabo and Scott Hawes. And Scott Hawes, a winner by 160 votes approximately. So Scott is the incumbent as well. Canton City Board of Education, the winner there, Skylar Parks. Eric Resnick, the incumbent, losing to Skylar Parks. Canton, or Starr County DD, issue 1 for the tax levy, it passed 57%. Now, there are still a few precincts out, but I think we're in pretty good shape there to call that race. In the village of East Sparta, the tax levy for roads passed. The tax levy for fire passed. In the city of Canton, Parks and Recreation levy passed with 65% of the vote. In the village of Wilmot, the income tax issue went down to defeat. 59% of the voters voting against it. Marble Township Police District, that passed. That levy passed. Pike Township Police District, that right now is definitely going to be a recount because it passed by 1 vote. 1 vote. In Lawrence Township, we have the fire district levy that passed. Also, the second fire district levy that also passed. The police levy that passed. In Fairless Local Schools, the tax levy passed. And in Canton Local, it failed by 30 votes. It failed by 30 votes. So again, could see a recount there. Louisville City School District, the levy there, that failed. For 54% of the voters there saying no. Navarre Bethlehem Joint Fire District, that passed. The Sandy Valley Local Schools levy, passed. Massillon City Schools passing. And Massillon Public Library, that also passed by a wide margin. And Jackson Local Schools, that passed as well, 56% of the vote. So that's what we have, and pretty much a final result there. 98% of the votes in. And it looks like Stark County is going to get to about 30% voter turnout, which is pretty darn good. That's very promising and encouraging that people are getting out and casting their ballots. And again, I will remind you, please join us first thing tomorrow morning on Canton's Morning News. I will be there. Jim Michaels will be there. We'll have news and information, reaction to the election, and lots of things to talk about tomorrow as well. Dr. Stan Anderson will join us first thing at 6:20 tomorrow morning, and he'll fill us in on defibrillators. He said, in honor of your trip to Ireland. And I said, really? He said, yes, because defibrillators were invented in Ireland. But he's going to tell us the safety factors and when to use them, how to use them, all those kinds of things. So again, join us for Canton's Morning News first thing tomorrow morning. I hope all of you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your evening. And oh, by the way, my Bobcats, they beat Miami of Ohio tonight. Now in first place in the MAC. It's a tie between a couple other teams. But if you went to Ohio University, you all know what we say about Miami. I can't say it here because, well, that just wouldn't be nice. Anyway, go Bobcats. Stand up and cheer. Have a great night, everybody. See ya on the radio tomorrow morning.